Sex is weird. Hi, I'm Rachel. I've been an intimacy coach for 10 years, which has inspired me to do this extended series where we're talking about ways to incorporate pleasure into your everyday life for yourself, but also in a partnered relationship if you're interested. In this month's series, we've been focusing on literal things that I've been coaching my intimacy clients about for the last decade, and this is one of them. Sex is weird. Sex is weird. So if you feel like sex is weird, it's going to be really hard for you to bond with your partner over it. It's definitely going to be really difficult for you to incorporate more of it into your life if you feel that way about it. Now, I also want to tell you, this is not uncommon. If I had to guess, I would say a strong 1/4 of all females feel like sex is weird. And the truth of the matter is that in my experience, most of you got that way because you were conditioned to believe it. So whether it was through a religion, a relationship, your parents, teachers, pastors, somebody of influence gave you this idea, that's where it's stuck, right? Okay. So when you learn something, unless you actively find ways to unlearn and relearn, that's what you're going to stick with from the minute you learn it to the day you die. So if this is something that you struggle with, but you don't want to, then you've come to the right place, because sex, is it weird? Yeah, I would agree it's weird, but only to the amount that it's just naked bodies mushing together trying to make a baby, you know? When we look at the actual objective nature of sex and intimacy, it's actually very beautiful. It's very intricate. It's very systemized. It's very patterned. It's very natural. It's very transparent. It's all of these things that we're not giving it credit to. So I have found that in my line of work, I have been able to be set free with the way I think about sex and intimacy, because I was one of those people that grew up in a household where sex was well known, and there weren't things limited like dirty movies and things like that I probably shouldn't have watched, but nobody was talking about relationships. Nobody was talking about how I should love myself. Nobody was talking about that sex is actually a way to bond with each other, that there's so much pleasure that comes from it. None of these things. So when we look at sex as being weird, that's okay. It's very, very common that we get there. But I also have to tell you that through my own experience of deconstructing from what I thought sex was, deconstructing from what everybody else told me that it was, deconstructing from the role that I thought was necessary for me as a sexual individual, that's when things really changed. That's when I was able to embrace what I thought to be true about sex. That's when I was able to embrace the pleasure that I was so rightfully deserved. That's when I was able to talk to my partner about the things I never thought that I would be able to. That's where things changed. So, as I've been saying here towards the end of this series, I know this is kind of sucky in terms of like giving you the problem and then not really being able to give you like a full-on solution, but it's nearly impossible to do that in a 3-minute TikTok video. It just is. What I'm really hoping to do is to plant the seeds about your individual success and wellness, because it's a blueprint. You're going to have to find that success. And if you might need to employ a therapist or a sexual wellness coach, then that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. This is my expertise for a reason. You'd hire somebody to paint your house. You'd hire somebody to, plan your funeral, because people specify in things like that. And this is absolutely a skill set for me. So slide into my DMs if you want to, but I'm running out of time. So you know what I'm about to say. Stay happy, stay healthy, wash your hands, and have a great day. See you later.